Hello everyone, welcome back to Platinum Gaming. Today, I wanted to go over all of the games that kept me entertained in January. I'll give you a brief description, my opinions, and some gameplay. Let's get started. Dave the Diver is a hybrid deep-sea fishing and restaurant management game with RPG elements. You play as Dave, exploring the ocean, catching fish, and serving sushi while uncovering an intriguing underwater mystery. This was my main game for January. I started it this year and had a bit of an up and down experience. Dave the Diver is a game I'd enjoy, then get bored of, then get back into in phases. The fun parts, deep sea fishing and managing the sushi restaurant, are great, but they're often gated by tedious mini-games or missions. If you're going for the platinum, I recommend mainlining the story first and saving the grind for the end. I found that final grind pretty relaxing since it mostly focused on the best parts of the game. Despite my complaints, I appreciate what the developers aim for. It's charming, humorous, has a great art style, and is unique in a way that kept me coming back. I ended up getting the platinum for this one. Resogun is a fast-paced, side-scrolling shoot-'em-up developed by Housemarque. Inspired by classic arcade games like Defender, it features stunning voxel-based visuals, addictive gameplay, and an exhilarating mix of shooting and rescuing trapped humans. Whenever I needed a break from Dave the Diver, I jumped into Resogun, my main small game for January. I never paid much attention to it back in the day, but since I'm trying to play all of Housemarque's games, I decided to give it a shot. And wow, this game is still beautiful. It's a short and sweet arcade experience that had me hooked immediately. Now, I just need to beat it on the hardest difficulty. Resogun is a game I recommend for its fast-paced and addictive gameplay. Fans of Returnal will also appreciate this.
Weapon power up. Shield all heroes saved.
Marvel Rivals is a free-to-play, team-based multiplayer shooter that brings together heroes and villains from the Marvel Universe in fast-paced 6 vs 6 battles. With a mix of Marvel characters and a focus on casual fun, it offers an alternative to traditional competitive shooters. As my main multiplayer shooter right now, it's been my go-to for that quick PvP fix, and unlike Call of Duty, it's actually easy to get into a match. The matchmaking is mixed enough that I don't always feel like I'm up against sweatlords, and I can just have fun playing as the Punisher, sometimes dominating, sometimes getting wrecked. But the best part? It's free, doesn't take up too much hard drive space, and doesn't require constant massive updates. It reminds me of how COD used to feel in terms of convenience and addictiveness. Gran Turismo 7 is the latest entry in Polyphony Digital's legendary racing simulator franchise, offering a mix of realism, customization, and classic GT-style progression. With a great selection of cars, detailed tuning options, and dynamic weather effects, it delivers an authentic racing experience. The game features a robust single-player campaign, online multiplayer, and support for PSVR 2, making it one of the most immersive racing games available. I've been playing Gran Turismo 7 on both PS5 and PSVR 2, and it remains a staple in my rotation for quick racing sessions. Whether I'm doing the weekly challenges or just hopping into a few multiplayer races, it's always a solid pick. Right now, I'm working toward the Platinum Trophy, especially with Forza Horizon 5 releasing on PS5 soon. Once that drops, it'll likely take over as my main racing game. But for now, GT7 still delivers a great mix of simulation and fun. Pistol Whip is a rhythm-based VR shooter that blends action and music into a unique on-rails experience. Think John Wick meets Beat Saber. You move forward automatically while dodging bullets, taking down enemies, and staying on beat with an adrenaline-pumping soundtrack. This game is an absolute blast, but also a struggle for me since it's rhythm-based, and I'm just not great at those. Still, the soundtracks are fantastic, and when I'm in the flow, it feels great. I can only handle 2 or 3 tracks at a time before my brain taps out, but in total, I've put about 3 hours into it and plan to keep going. It's a workout, it's stylish, and when everything clicks, it makes me feel like an action movie hero. Far Cry 6 is the latest entry in Ubisoft's open-world FPS franchise set in the fictional Caribbean island of Yara. You play as Danny Rojas, a guerrilla fighter taking on the oppressive dictatorship of Anton Castillo, played by Giancarlo Esposito. The game features classic Far Cry mechanics, exploration, outposts, chaotic combat, and a variety of weapons and gadgets. After sitting in my backlog for years, I finally started Far Cry 6. I love the Far Cry series, and the trailer for this one had me excited when it first dropped. Unfortunately, this game is a missed opportunity. The writing is terrible, the setting and villain feel wasted, and it doesn't respect the player's time the way other games do. That said, Yara is beautiful, the core Far Cry gameplay is still fun, and the loadout system with Supremos and special weapons adds a nice twist. I almost dropped it, but the music, theme, and gunplay kept me going. I'm having a pretty good time, but we'll see if that holds up once I finish it.
Eso! You are one with Napalm Niño! Feel the rhythm, hero! Feel it!
Hit Philly. Holy shit! It actually works! Philly, you're a fucking genius.
Expeditions. A MudRunner game is an off-road simulation game that builds on the foundation of MudRunner and SnowRunner, offering deep terrain physics, challenging navigation, and realistic vehicle handling. Instead of traditional racing, it focuses on exploration, problem solving, and strategic driving through extreme environments. I put about 8 hours into Expeditions before deciding to drop it. It's a solid game, but it's just not the genre I'm looking for right now. I can appreciate the level of detail and realism, but I wasn't having a lot of fun with it. LEGO Star Wars 2, the original trilogy. This PS5 port is a classic LEGO action-adventure game originally released in 2006, covering the original Star Wars trilogy. It features charming LEGO humor and gameplay, and light puzzle solving, all while retelling the storylines of A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. This one is a nostalgia trip. I saw it while browsing and immediately had to jump in. So far, I've only played 2 missions, but it's been great revisiting a game I used to play with my cousins on the GameCube, and later on my PS2, usually in rotation with GTA Vice City. Even though the resolution is ridiculously blown up, the core memories and charm are still there. It's been a cozy throwback to simpler gaming times. A 3D platformer spin-off from the Little Big Planet series, Sackboy: A Big Adventure takes the iconic character into a fully realized 3D world filled with creative levels, cooperative multiplayer, and a whimsical art style. I was trying to get back into this game because I wanted to play a game on my PlayStation Portal, but Sackboy just wasn't hitting for me at the time. The art style, world, and presentation are all incredibly well executed, but something about the jumping and movement feels off. It lacks that satisfying responsiveness I expect from a great platformer, and because of that, I just couldn't get into it. Maybe I'll give it another shot later, but for now it's on pause. For the most fun I had in January, Resogun takes the top spot. It reminded me why I love modernized versions of classic arcade-style games and made me want to revisit more older titles with fresh updates. Definitely a game I recommend. Next is Marvel Rivals, which has been my go-to for quick, casual multiplayer fun. It's an easy pick-up-and-play shooter that doesn't demand too much, making it a solid option when I just want to jump into a match. Pretty consistently, Gran Turismo 7, especially on the VR, continued to be one of my funnest experiences in January. I love the cars I have earned, the realism, the graphics, and the thrill of each race. Dave the Diver was another highlight, my first platinum of the year, and a game I'd recommend. Despite some pacing issues, it's charming, unique, and well worth the playthrough. For nostalgia, LEGO Star Wars 2. The original trilogy delivered exactly what I was hoping for. A simple, enjoyable throwback to the PS2 era. If you played these games as a kid, it's worth revisiting. Pistol Whip is a lot of fun, but I still need more time with it to form a solid opinion. Similarly, Far Cry 6 is one I'm still working through, but so far I can't recommend it due to performance issues and weak writing. Expeditions is also a game I liked, but did not get far enough to form a true opinion. As for my least enjoyable experience this month, that would be Sackboy: A Big Adventure. It just didn't click for me, but I might give it another shot later in the year. That wraps up my January gaming recap. Let me know what you played this month in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.